Hello and welcome to this painting video. In this video we're going to show you how to take the silver and gold details of the Chaos Chosen to the next level. As you can see here, we'll be using the Chaos Chosen that we painted to battle ready in a previous video, so go check that out if you haven't already. So the first thing that we need to focus on is the silver details, and for this we're going to be using Runefang steel. So let's get some of that onto the palette. So I'm just going to get a dollop here, get it onto the palette just like that. Yeah, that's good. And get some water just to thin it out, because we don't want it too thick or goopy. That's good. And then I'm going to start twisting my brush like that while getting the excess off and getting the bristles to a nice sharp point. Yeah, that's good there. So what I want to do is use the edge of my brush and then just start picking out all the edges of the silver armor. You can see I'm just running along the edges of the plates like that. Then while I'm doing this, I'm also going to pick out all of the chains from the chainmail as well. Just running the brush, letting the brush do all the work along the top sections of the chains. Just making sure to be really nice and light. With the silver details edge highlighted, the next thing that we're going to do is focusing on adding some sharpness to the blade. And for this we're using Runefang steel again, just running it along the business end of the axe, just like that. And this will help to make it look nice and sharp. And there you go, the axe is looking nice and sharp. What we need to do next is add some interest to the armor by adding some battle damage. So what I want to do is just use the edge of my brush, or the tip sometimes, and then just start dragging towards the edges of the armor, just adding some battle damage here and there. So just doing that, and then you can vary this up. So I've got some scratches going in there, and you can add some little dents and scratches like that by just doing some dots. So as you can see, I'm just keeping them really nice and small, and that helps to keep the battle damage in proportion to the miniature. You can just take your time going around the model and just picking out bits here and there. Just remember when doing this, that less is more. And there we go. With that stage complete, you can see how we've added a lot of interest to the armor by putting in those battle damage markers here and there. What we need to focus on next is doing the gold details. And for this, we're going to be using Auric Armor Gold, Runefang Steel, and then finally Sotek Green mixed with Lahmian Medium. So let's get some Auric Armor Gold onto the palette. I'm just going to get a dollop here, get it onto the palette, and get a little bit of water because Auric armor is quite thin already. Just add that in there, and then as always getting the excess off while twisting my brush to a nice sharp point just by doing that. And then what I want to do is use this Auric Armor Gold to just buff up the gold details. So you're just looking to lightly just pick out all of the raised areas of the gold. Now this doesn't have to be all of the areas, so just take your time when going around the model, just picking out the most prominent features of the gold that you think you need to raise up a bit. With the armor buffed up with Auric Armor Gold, we now need to apply Runefang Steel just to the sharpest points of the armor. Just going around, picking out the most raised details. And there we go, with that stage complete, the gold details are now fully highlighted. What we want to focus on next is adding some weathering to that gold. And for this, we're going to be using Sotek Green mixed with Lahmian Medium. So let's get some Lahmian Medium onto the palette. So I'm going to get 4 dollops of Lahmian Medium here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then just clean off my brush, give it a quick dry. And then get 1 dollop of Sotek Green. I'm just going to put it right next to it here. And then what you want to do is just start mixing them together like that. Yeah, that's good there. And that's the consistency that I want up there. So I'm just going to clean off my brush again, because I want to be able to control how much I've got on the bristles. And then just soak up just onto the tip of the brush this really nicely thinned down Sotek Green. And what we're looking to do is just to add this as a little bit of verdigris to the gold, just into the recesses like that. Just looking to pick out some areas here and there. And what they'll do is pump some color into the model, which will be really nice. And going around looking for any of the rivets, just like that, adding them in. And there we are. With the verdigris applied, the gold and silver details are now complete. By following this guide, you can easily transfer any of the techniques and methods you've just seen to any other models in your army. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this painting video, and I hope you enjoy painting your own Chaos Chosen from the Slaves to Darkness box set. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.